The 3 must-have money conversations. You know why you're still paying your 30-year-old's phone bill? Because the real money talk hasn't happened yet. Not the vague, you should save more lecture, but the actual, numbers-on-paper conversation that changes everything. Let's fix that with 3 essential conversations that could save your retirement and your kids' future. First, start with, here's exactly what we can and can't afford. Too often, parents either say yes to everything or throw out the "we're not made of money" line without specifics. Instead, be clear. We can cover your health insurance for 6 more months, but not your rent. Use real numbers. One family printed their retirement account statements alongside their kids' monthly expenses. The 24-year-old realized his $1,200 in fun money was more than his parents' entire grocery budget. He moved out 3 months later. Next, consider. This is what retirement looks like if we keep helping you. Many kids don't understand the trade-offs. Spell it out. Every $1,000 we give you now is $4,000 less we'll have in retirement. Use a compound interest calculator together. The shock factor works. When 28-year-old Mia saw her $600 per month car payments would cost her parents $300,000 in future retirement funds, she sold the car and bought a used one outright. Finally, ask, what's your actual plan to be independent? Skip vague questions like, when do you think? Or maybe you could, and get specific. What job are you targeting? What salary? What's your budget? The Marshall family had their 26-year-old present a PowerPoint with his exit strategy. He researched real rent prices, job postings, and transit costs. I felt ridiculous at first, he admits. Then I realized I'd never actually thought about this stuff. He moved out 4 months later. To keep the momentum going, some families schedule regular finance dates. The Wilsons meet quarterly at a neutral spot, like a coffee shop, to review progress. Their 25-year-old daughter says, "It's less emotional than talking at home." Last quarter, she announced she'd negotiated a raise that covered her phone bill. They celebrated with fancy lattes. Here's the reality. Most kids overestimate their parents' wealth. A Fidelity study found 62% of adult children think their parents have more money than they actually do. Show them your real budget, the mortgage payment, the car insurance, the medication costs. One dad revealed his $12,000 annual property tax bill. His son's response? "I had no idea you paid that much just to live here." Visual aids can make all the difference. Financial therapist Dr. Linda Garcia says, numbers on paper don't lie. One client brought his 401k statement and his son's Venmo requests to their talk. Side by side, the son saw his $3,200 in emergencies last year equaled 20% of his dad's annual retirement contribution. "I thought they were loaded," the son admitted. He stopped asking for money that day. Timing is key. Don't have these talks during a crisis. That's when bad decisions happen. Schedule them. One family puts financial check-in on the calendar every 3 months. Their 27-year-old son prepares like it's a work meeting. "It changed how I see money," he says. He's now saving 15% of his paycheck, something he mocked 6 months ago. Expect pushback. There will be eye rolls, guilt trips, and accusations like, "You don't trust me." Be ready with responses. "We do trust you. That's why we know you can handle this." This isn't about love. It's about math. If you can argue this well, you can negotiate a raise. Some families even write contracts. The Petersons created a freedom agreement with their 29-year-old. It outlined decreasing support over 12 months, required monthly budget reviews, and set move-out deadlines. They all signed it. "It felt silly," Mrs. Peterson says, "but it made it real." Their son framed his copy when he got his first apartment. The tone matters. Avoid "you should" language. Try "we need." We need to understand your plan so we can adjust ours. We need to protect our retirement so we don't burden you later. We need you to succeed on your own. That's our real goal. Watch for light bulb moments. They happen when kids see the real numbers. Like when 30-year-old Jared realized his parents' retirement savings would last just 7 years at current spending. "I thought they were set for life," he said. He stopped taking money and started checking on their investments instead. Some kids will surprise you. When the Gwynns showed their daughter how much they'd spent on her in 5 years, $82,000, she cried. Then, when help is actually needed. Not every request for help is financial enabling. Some crises are real. The key is helping without creating long-term dependency. Emergencies are unexpected, one-time events. Chronic dependency, on the other hand, is a pattern of avoidable emergencies that never seem to end. To assess real need, financial planner Rachel Carter uses 3 questions. 1. Was this truly unforeseeable? 2. Could they have prevented it with better choices? 3. Will helping now reduce future dependence? Take medical debt versus lifestyle inflation. When 24-year-old Sarah needed emergency surgery, her parents loaned her $8,000 with a signed repayment plan. Contrast that with 29-year-old Mike, who calls every time his credit card maxes out from dining out. One is a true crisis. The other is poor planning. Pew Research found 35% of parental help goes to medical expenses, often legitimate needs. The problem? Many emergencies are predictable. That $1,200 car repair wasn't a surprise if the oil hasn't been changed in 2 years. The sudden rent hike was announced months ago. The Martinez family applied Carter's questions when their daughter needed $5,000 for dental work. They loaned it interest-free, but required her to set up automatic $200 monthly payments. "We wanted to help, not rescue," Mrs. Martinez said. Their daughter got a side gig to make the payments, and now has an emergency fund. Some parents use the matching approach for real crises. When 26-year-old David lost his job, his parents didn't pay his rent. Instead, they matched every dollar he saved from his unemployment checks. He found work in 6 weeks, with 3 months' expenses saved. Health insurance gaps create genuine crises. A 27-year-old facing $15,000 in therapy bills needs different help than a 30-year-old wanting premium gym membership. One solution: parents paying premiums directly to insurers, not giving cash that could be misused. The line blurs with education. Paying for a certification that boosts earnings? Potentially smart help. Funding a 5th year of finding yourself at college? Questionable. One family only paid tuition after seeing semester grades, motivating their son to graduate on time. Employment shocks are tricky. Losing a job to layoffs differs from quitting because the boss was mean. When 28-year-old Jen got laid off, her parents covered 1 month's rent, with the condition she applied to 10 jobs weekly. She was employed in 3 weeks. Car troubles often reveal the difference between genuine emergencies and poor planning. A blown transmission on a well-maintained car is an emergency. A repo after missed payments on a luxury lease isn't. One dad paid for AAA membership instead of constant repairs, teaching his son preventive maintenance. Mental health is the exception. A depressed 25-year-old needing therapy may require temporary support. But even then, structure helps. One family paid for counseling only if their daughter attended sessions regularly. She improved and got a job to cover half the cost. The 3-time rule works for genuine crises. Financial therapist Amanda Steinberg advises, help once, it's generosity. Twice, it's concern. 3 times for the same issue. You're part of the problem. Watch for patterns. For unexpected car repairs in a year suggest neglect. Constant late rent implies poor budgeting. One mother realized her son's emergencies always coincided with festival season. She started asking for receipts. The requests dropped 80%. Some families use crisis contracts. When helping with a real emergency, they outline the exact amount provided, repayment terms if applicable, steps to prevent recurrence. Both parties sign it. One father said, the formality makes them think twice before asking. Safety nets shouldn't become hammocks. Temporary help looks like co-signing a reasonable apartment lease, not paying the rent, fronting a security deposit with a repayment plan, covering a medical bill with a health savings account requirement afterward. The best help teaches. Instead of paying a $1,000 emergency repair, one grandfather taught his grandson to change brakes. Now he maintains his car and saves $800 a year. Learning from genuine crises builds resilience and independence, while routine bailouts often undermine both.